What's up guys, my name is Josh and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Mega Minion. Do I think it needs a nerf? Do I think it needs a buff? And just my general thoughts and opinions on the card. Yeah, let's just jump straight into it. I feel like the Mega Minion is insanely strong right now. For 3 elixir, it just... There's something about the card that recently it has just become insanely strong and insanely popular. It's pretty much in 9 out of 10 decks that I see in grand challenges. It's predominantly used on the ladder a lot because it's been out, because it's a rare card and it's been out for a long time, so people have had enough time to level it up to level 11 and level 10. And it's an air card obviously, so a lot of ground troops can't target it. It just, I don't know, it just something about the card recently. We've seen a huge influx into the usage of this card and the win rates. If we look at the win rates right now, it's 72.6%, which is insanely high. That's one of the top 5 win rates inside the entire game, and it's not even a win condition. It's just a support troop. And then the usage rate is 27.7%, which is, you know, fairly average, but you know, 72.6% win rate is pretty insane. You know, it doesn't really say a lot because obviously it's just a number, but yeah, like I say, you see it in 9 out of 10 grand challenge decks, and it just, I think for 3 elixir, the fact that you can't kill it with a fireball, you know, it just offers, that makes it so it has so much value, because you can essentially shut a lava hound down with just the Mega Minion because the opponent can't fireball the card, right? You know, it happened to me the other day. I was playing this Lava Hound graveyard deck, and I put a Lava Hound on its own on the right side, and then I had to focus my attention on the left side, so I had to defend, spend all my elixir, so it's just a Lava Hound on its own. And then all he had to play was a Mega Minion, and because I had nothing to kill that Mega Minion with, or no spell, I'm pretty sure Fireball and Poison, they leave it with a sliver of health. So there was nothing that I could play to get rid of the Mega Minion. So it just, you know, chopped down the Lava Hound and took out the pups, all for 3 elixir, you know. So he's just, that's a 4 elixir positive trade for him. You know, obviously I had to defend on the left side, so I couldn't really commit elixir to the right side to help the Lava Hound with to get rid of the Mega Minion. But my point is, like, for 3 elixir, you can't fireball it. It does insane damage. It takes a Hog Rider out and only lets the Hog Rider get 1 hit. And I honestly think it needs a bit of a damage reduction. I think its health's fine, you know. The fact that you can't fireball it makes it so that it's a unique card, you know, because you've got cards like the Flying Machine, the Zappies, that can be fireballed for 4 elixir, even trade. And I think the thing that makes the Mega Minion so unique is because it costs obviously 3 elixir and you can't fireball it. Which obviously makes it extremely viable, because it essentially acts as another fireball bait card, but not the same as obviously the Flying Machine and stuff like that, but still. Yeah, just for 3 elixir, it's insanely strong. It offers so much value. You know, it cycles quickly as well. I see it in pretty much every deck. You can see it in Hog Rider decks, you can see it in Golem decks, Lava Hound decks, Expo decks, you know, minor decks. It can be anywhere because it's so good on defense. It's so good on defense. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to touch its health. I think its health's absolutely fine, but I think the damage, his damage does need, or her damage, or its damage does need to be looked at. I think why we're seeing, you know, such a huge influx of people using Mega Minion recently is because there's been a lot of Flying Machines in the meta. There's been a lot of Zappies. There's been a lot of 3 Musketeers, you know, all these kind of cards that can be fireballed. And so people probably gravitated to a card that couldn't be fireballed, you know, such as the Mega Minion. And the fact that it offers, you know, such amazing air value, you know, no ground troop can, or not a lot of ground troops can see it, obviously, like cards like the Knight, the Ice Golem, the Hog Rider, you know, all these ground-based cards that can't spot the Mega Minion. Of course, the Musketeer and the Mega Archer and the Witch and all these kind of cards, they can see the Mega Minion. But I think, yeah, because we've seen so many flying machines, so many zappies, so many of these cards that can be fireballed. I think that's why we're seeing a huge influx of Mega Minion, because, like I say, for 3 elixir, you can't fireball it down. It offers so much value on defense, and then you can go on the offense with it if you want to. Obviously, it's not an offensive card, really. You know, it can be used on offense. It can get a couple hits on the tower, and it will do, you know, it would do, I think it does 150 or something per hit. So you can get, you know, 300 damage off just if a Mega Minion is left alone. Or I think it's somewhere between the regions of 300 and 500 damage. Which is pretty crazy, like, if you leave the Mega Minion completely alone. But obviously you can stop it with just a Mega Minion itself, or you can stop it with an Ice Spirit or 1 Elixir Skeletons for a good trade. But I just think the fact that it works so well on defense, and the fact that you can't fireball, it makes it such a deadly card. And it cycles so quickly for 3 Elixir. You know, when they first released the Mega Minion, it was insanely strong as well, and they did nerf it in the beginning. Which I think made a lot of people kind of switch to other cards, but you know, since that first nerf, it's obviously stayed the same. No, you know, it hasn't received a buff or a nerf, but I think a lot of people have forgotten how good it is, you know, and how well it works on defense. And because it's an air card, you can use it in air decks, but you can also use it in ground decks, and that's what makes it so good. You know, it's not specific to a certain deck. You know, and it also kind of works as bridge spam in a way, because if someone puts an Expo down, you can plop a Mega Minion straight on top and an Ice Golem, and you know, you've just defended that Expo for 5 elixir or even 3 elixir, and if you wanted to take a little bit of damage. You know, there are cards that obviously do, you know, take it out, like, you know, the Archers, they're a great card to take it out, the Musketeer, but I think the main reason why it's so strong right now, and the reason that I think it needs a nerf, is just purely because you can't fireball it. And you know, you see cards like Flying Machine, you see cards like Zappies, and you can fireball both of them, and so they work well in fireball bait decks with the Musketeers, right, or the P.E.K.K.A. control deck that I showed you. But like I say, with the Mega Minion, you can't fireball it. So how do you kind of get rid of the card? You can only really get rid of it unless it comes on your map, or onto your side of the map, and that creates a bit of a problem defensively, just because you know that you can't deal with the card unless you want to lightning the card or rocket the card for 6 elixir and lose 3. You know, it's not worth that. It's not worth your time to do that. You know, so the only 2 possible spells that you're going to try and hit it with is the fireball and the poison. You know, but like I said, they don't work. You know, they don't completely outright kill the Mega Minion, so it creates a bit of a problem. Now, I would like I said, I would like to see a damage nerf. You know, perhaps a 2% damage reduction, so that it takes maybe 1 extra hit to kill things. You know, 1 extra hit to kill a Lava Hound, 1 extra hit to kill a Hog Rider, 1 extra hit to kill an Expo. I don't really know how they could scale that and how they could work that in with the stats and the numbers. You know, but Supercell are good at this, and I believe in them, and I think that, you know, once a card such as the Mega Minion dominates for so long, you know, it's only a matter of time before they look at it and before they touch upon it. You know, it might be the smallest nerf in you know, in the history of the game. It might be a 1% nerf, but you know, a nerf's a nerf, and the card, for me, in my personal experience, is just a little bit too strong right now. Like I said, it just offers way too much defensive value for 3 elixir. You could cycle it so quickly, and yeah, it's just an insane card at the moment. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. If you think, you know, the Mega Minion's fine, it doesn't need a nerf, if you think it needs a buff, anything, just let me know in the comments down below. Leave the video a thumbs up as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.